record raw what the sources told me, not all of which found its way into the published biography. What I thought of them, what they said about each other, and how I started on the outside and was quickly scooped into their world. These pages do not include the other things going on in my life at this time. The extracts focus on the work and on the characters in Cecil's world. Author's note: I appreciate that the world in 2021 is a different place from what it was in the 1980s. My diaries reflect and record what was said at the time, but the world of Cecil Beaton was one where both the public and private understanding of sexuality was sometimes confused and contradictory. The people I spoke to discussed this openly, and the way they expressed themselves in those far-off days was frequently different to what is now considered acceptable. This potentially difficult material has been left in, however, as they are inextricable from Beaton's life, his social circles, and my experiences and conversations during this period of time. The quest begins. One telephone call changed my life completely. On the 4th of December 1979, I was sitting at home when John Curtis, my editor at Weidenfeld and Nicholson, called me to say that Cecil Beaton was looking for a biographer. He had got hold of my Gladys, Duchess of Marlborough, and wondered if I might not be the ideal candidate to write his authorized biography. It later became clear that he had met her in the 1920s, but had not realized how interesting she was. He had been intrigued by her, a figure beyond his grasp. I had caught his curiosity. I suppose also that as I had been very patient talking to Gladys, writing down all my questions, he thought I would be patient with him. He had suffered a stroke and could not always find a word or a name. The timing was crucial. Gladys had been published in September. I was told to ring Cecil Beaton's secretary, Eileen Hose, and to talk about Prince George and Princess Marina. I was then under commission to write a joint biography, a plan eventually dropped. I had not lobbied to write about Cecil. I did not know a biography was being planned, but there was not an instant of hesitation. I set off on a journey that would last over 5 years and take me into some unusual situations and into worlds I had never dreamt of. Nothing would ever be the same again. As for me, in the days before the telephone call, I had paid a long overdue visit to the 2 Cappy sisters, who later featured in my book The Kiss. I had tidied up a proposed book for Debrett about Prince Charles, held back until it could be a royal wedding book. On the day before, I had written an article for Tina Brown, then editing Tatler. That night I had gone to a party of intolerable boredom given by Debrett. A man there held a cigarette in a way that the smoke went directly up my nose. I moved back, he moved forward. It was a sinister sort of dance. I tried to escape his wretched conversation about family trees. I had dinner with a French friend in a restaurant and told her, I see little point to life these days. The next day, John Curtis rang. I did not come from a family of writers, though reading was always a feature of my home. My father was a successful stockbroker. Unfortunately, I have no head for figures and would have made a hopeless city man. It was my mother who encouraged me to follow my own path. She was a great admirer of Cecil Beaton, and when I was 14, I stole her copy of his The Glass of Fashion. In 1964, she took me to see My Fair Lady, for which he had designed the costumes, towards the end of its run at the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane. Zena Dare was still in the cast, though Rex Harrison and Julie Andrews had long moved on. In 1968, I had gone alone to Beaton's National Portrait Gallery exhibition, and in 1971 to his fashion exhibition at the Victoria and Albert Museum. I had seen him in life when he arrived with Lady Diana Cooper at the funeral of the Duke of Windsor at St. George's Chapel in May 1972, and when he attended a performance of Crown Matrimonial at the Theatre Royal Haymarket in October that year. I had worked with Hugh Montgomery Massingbird on various genealogical books.